Aloha, good morning. Um, Welcome to the Japanese Tsunami Marine Debris Mini Conference. Thanks to Kauai Community College and the Marine Option Program and Surfrider Foundation Kauai chapter for hosting and organizing this event. We're going to come together now for Pule.
Aloha, mahalo ke akua, mahalo ke kai, mahalo ka aina, mahalo ka lani. Mahalo for this life we all have and the beautiful lunar eclipse we had this morning and the full moon. And thank you for everything that we all have. Let us all appreciate this life that we have and every moment that we have and appreciate this conference, and please bless this conference and all the noeau knowledge that can give us. Please let us remember all the victims of the tsunami in March, the 15,000 victims plus, and tomorrow is the 9-month anniversary of this tragedy. And there is a Olelo No'eau by Mary Kavena Pokui that's Aya I Ke Ko A Ke Au, and it means whichever way the currents blow. And one of the kauna behind that is that only time will tell what will happen with all of this, but please help us all learn from the tragedy and really appreciate what we have. Mahalo ke akua, many.
Please welcome our next speaker, Dr. Karlberg. He's a marine scientist and the chairman of the Kauai chapter of the Surfrider Foundation. He is coordinator of their Blue Water Task Force, which monitors pollution at surf sites around the island. And today he'll be speaking about their net patrol and beach cleanup programs that have been removing marine debris from Kauai's beaches for over 5 years.
I'm going to make this really brief. It's been a long morning and half the audience is leaving already. Surfrider Foundation is a nonprofit environmental organization dedicated to protection and enjoyment of the world's ocean, waves, beaches for all people through conservation, activism, research, and education. For over 5 years now, Surfrider has been cleaning up the beaches, taking all this marine debris, the nets and everything, and pulling it off, and for the most part putting it in the dumps, but getting rid of the nets to Oahu. And we've been doing this because all this debris is hazardous to the people that are swimming out there, but it's also hazardous to all of the marine life that's out there. It's hazardous to the turtles, the seals, the whales, the fishes, the corals, and anything that comes up on the beach will eventually go back into the ocean unless we get rid of it. So we have been doing basically monthly cleanups for the past couple years of getting out there and pulling the stuff off and getting rid of it. The phrase that the Surfrider is dedicated to protecting the biological integrity of the beaches and oceans. What that means is that we're looking at it from both a people point of view and a whole marine life. The oceans have to be clean and healthy. One of the things that is a real problem are the nets. And Barbara here with Surfrider, Barbara Wiedner, has been in charge of getting rid of these big nets. And the net problem is that he just asked me whether I wanted to put up the slideshow, and I'm going to do this quick enough so we have time for questions that I'm not going to even get the slideshow up there. The problem is that the big nets, the monster nets, require a lot of people and cooperation from different organizations to get it off the beaches. And we've been doing this now for, like I said, for 5 years with a dedicated crew, and we suddenly heard that this marine debris is going to come at us, and it's going to be sharp and nasty and dangerous and maybe radioactive. And we said, hey, we can't handle all of that in addition to what we're doing already. And so that's why we came up with the idea of, one, having this mini conference here today to let everybody know about it, to engage with the Marine Option Program, which is something we've been doing for a long time, to get them involved in it, and hopefully to get the general public involved in it. So all of you who came, thank you very much, and we hope for your support coming out onto the beaches or financial donations to Surfrider, whatever, to help move this along to keep our beaches clean. One thing that has come up repeatedly in Carrie's comment that they had no previous experience with this kind of debris problem was, those of you who have lived here a while remember Hurricane Iniki, and remember all those houses and refrigerators and lawn chairs and tables on the beaches and on the reefs, and it was the community that just stepped up at that time. It was the dive shops and the individuals who took it all off the ocean and got rid of it. So we do here on Kauai have an idea of how bad it really can get. But what we need to do, instead of just cleaning the beaches, is to start a program, as Carrie said and as Dr. Maximenko said, to start quantifying what is it that's on the beach, how much is it, and how can we then tell that this is Japanese tsunami debris and it's our regular junk that we get all the time. So we're planning, Surfrider is planning, to start a quantitative program of monitoring this stuff in addition to their normal net patrol and beach cleanups. And we're counting on the collaboration of all the groups that have helped us all along. The Sierra Club, Malama Mahalalapu, Malama Napa Apa, Save Our Seas, PMRF, John Berger and his group, Adventures Cross Country, a summertime program for community volunteers, and excuse me, members of the General Ohana, including all of our visitors that come to stay at the hotels and through the cooperation of hotels come help us clean up our beaches. So we really need a lot more help out there, and Surfrider is going to try to act as the organizing organization here on Kauai to bring all of the different groups together to monitor in a formalized fashion that's been approved by Carrie and Dr. Maximenko. We'll do it in the exact same way. We have a concern, as some of you expressed, about radiation. I personally do not think, and Henrietta had mentioned that we do not think that we're going to have dangerous levels of radiation here. It's been diluted out. It's been washed away. But I would like to personally get a Geiger counter and measure that and wear gloves. And then if we do find something hot, I want to know who to call. And so I've already been working with the county, some of the representatives here today, working with the Department of Health. What are the protocols? What are the way we're doing that? So we can use a lot of help from the community. I hope all of you will join in some fashion, and we'll keep you all informed about how we do this work and when we're going to get going. I hope in January we may be able to get the first quantitative monitoring of Japanese debris started so that it's well established, everyone has practiced before the first pieces show up. I just thought of this idea, maybe we can do the big prize for the first person who sees the first piece of definitely Japanese tsunami debris. And all of this information we are going to pass on to NOAA. We're going to pass on to Dr. Maximenko. And we're going to pass it back to the community through our newspapers and our television shows to let you all know what's going on out there. I would like at this point to really thank the people who have helped Surfrider over the past year in their Blue Water Task Force monitoring the sewage pollution, in their net patrol programs, in the conferences, in our beach cleanups. The Chester Chapman Charitable Trust has given us a great donation. The Rosalind and Joseph Newman Foundation, Lee Ingram have all donated to us. But we have a lot of sponsorship from businesses on this island. Kauai Coffee has given us the big coffee bags so we can pick up plastic off the beach without making new plastic bag debris. Home Depot, bright orange gloves that keep our hands clean. Ace Hardware in LA has given us all sorts of supplies. Starbucks has brought in volunteers and refreshments. The Grand Hyatt at Poipu has joined in getting their visitors out, but also their staff, and have provided refreshments for our beach cleanups. The Point at Poipu. Kalapaki Joe's in Poipu Beach gave us a thank you for cleaning up the beach party at lunch one day. That was really appreciated. Kauai Community College has been a strong partner with Dr. Steve Taylor, letting us use their facilities here and helping us talk to the Marine Option Program and get the Marine Option students involved. Dickie Chang for his promotion on television, and the Hawaii Department of Health, who has supported our water quality monitoring program for the years. So we can't go on any further without community support. So I really am asking you and talk to your friends and sign up. Join Surfrider. You can do it online. It's $25 to join the national organization. Some of that money comes right back to us, amazingly enough. Check out our website, which is still in development, but it's a neat website. It's real easy. It's called kauai.surfrider.org. Go to our email us, surfriderkauai@gmail.com, or give me a call. Say this number quickly so maybe you all won't get it. 639-2968. But you see we see us down on the beaches cleaning up the beaches. You know a bunch of us from the surfing sites. We're out there water quality testing. Any one of us, the Surfriders, and we have about 125 members on this island. If you know a Surfrider, just ask them, how can I get involved? Count me in. I would like to, we only have this room for a little bit longer, and so I would really like to thank our presenters here for what they've done today, bringing us the latest information. And we'll be able to take questions on an informal basis now, because I think the community college is probably going to kick us out pretty quick after this. Yes?
Hi. I drew some conclusions from what everybody talked about today, and I'd like to have you guys and women please verify that these are right, just so that I can go away with the right information and maybe it'll help other people here. First of all, the estimate of how much material went into the water is somewhere around 20 million tons, and you pointed out, no. Okay, you pointed out that it's no more than 20 million tons. It could be much less than that, correct?
The point was that the total amount that was developed by the tsunami and the whole disaster earthquake was about 25 million tons. Only a small fraction got into the ocean. Not all of it got into the ocean, and then that could.
Let's take your argument. And that, the reason I bring that up is that it was also pointed out that in the Pacific Gyre, there's thought to be about 100 million tons of material, correct, in the Great Garbage Patch? Somebody pointed that out, okay. What that says to me is 5 years from now, 4 or 5 years from now, when debris starts to come to the Hawaiian Islands, it's going to maybe look like 20% more than what's been typical. Is that, okay, you agree with that, okay. So it's not double, it's not triple. It's going to be a relatively small increase, okay. The other two things relate to radiation, because that's why I came here, was to find out about radiation. First of all, the iodine-131 now had 34 half-lives since it was released, which means it's down to about 1/10 billionth of its original amount from all the decays. Does that sound right? Okay. Plus, it's been diluted tremendously. So iodine-131 is not going to be an issue. It's just gone. So what remains is the cesium, and to me the most important slide of this whole day was your slide that showed that in the Atlantic Ocean it's 100 to 1,000 times the concentration of the Pacific cesium. Well, I don't think that you're expecting to see the Fukushima event increase the Pacific cesium water levels to that of the Atlantic.
Correct.
So there's nothing really to be concerned about as far as the cesium in the ocean, because if you go to the Atlantic, you're going to be getting higher exposure. Okay, thank you.
And iodine isotopes, there are different isotopes, some that have much longer half-life, iodine 129, for example, 175. These are still around.
What is their half-life?
I don't know exactly, 2 years. I have to check that.
What fraction do they represent the amount of iodine released?
Again, I would have to check that.
Yeah, I think your point was well made, and I really want to move on. But what we are all saying with respect to the radioactivity is that it's very unlikely. It's very, very unlikely that any any serious amount of radioactivity is going to be coming to the islands. The scientists have such sophisticated instruments that we can measure stuff at tiny, tiny, tiny levels. But that does not mean, as Dr. Dolovia pointed out, that that has any effect upon us personally. So I'm going to have to close here now. Thank you very much. Come on up and speak to the individuals.